Welcome back to microeconomics class. In this class, we continue our discussion on equilibrium of a monopolist. So, beginning with a trade, that's the case when a monopolist is making a loss. Look at the y-axis here, we have price and cost. Look at the x-axis here, we have output there. Look at this as usual, we have the MR curve, which is downward sloping for a monopolist. We also have RAR curve, also representing demand curve. That is also downward sloping. Okay. Now, how determine the equilibrium point? So let me name this E. Let me call this C. Let me call this D. Okay. Now, how determine the equilibrium? So equilibrium occurs when MC is equal to MR. That is the general rule. Okay. When MC is equal to MR. That is the condition we are going to use to locate our equilibrium. So just check your MC curve. This is MC curve and this is MR curve, and they intersect at this point. This place where they intersect at point B is where this condition is met. MC is equal to MR. So whatever out when you trace it down from that equilibrium point, whatever output unit you get there represent your equilibrium quantity. So in other words, the equilibrium quantity here is equal to QE, this point here. To know the price, equilibrium price, from the equilibrium to that is point D, you trace it up until you get to the demand line, which is average revenue curve. Where it touches average revenue curve, touches as point C, then you trace it to the price axis. So equilibrium price here is equal to P. So let's call it PE. So to indicate equilibrium. Okay. Now, what of average cost at that level? How to determine the average cost at that level? The average cost in the equilibrium, if you like, call it equilibrium average cost. Okay, equilibrium average cost. How determining average cost at that point? So from the equilibrium to also we continue to trace it until this line touches AC curve. You can see it touches, we will trace it to this side. So equilibrium average cost is equal to A. Okay, is equal to A. So we are going to use this 2 apart from this. We are going to use these 2 in addition to these 2. So now, how do you compute the total revenue for this firm? The total revenue for this firm is simply, generally, formula for calculating total revenue is P multiplied by Q. Then here, what is the equivalent price here? That is PE multiplied by one quantity, that is QE. You can also view total revenue. You can represent it in rectangular form. You can represent total revenue in rectangular form by saying total revenue is equal to OPE rectangular OPE C QE. This rectangular area, the area of this rectangle represents our total revenue. Okay, that is all. Let me put it here all. What of total cost? Total cost generally is just AC multiplied by Q. What is our AC? You see, from the equilibrium you trace it where it touches AC curve. You trace it to the cost axis, you have A. That is what we wrote here. Our AC is A, then multiplied by QE, which is the equivalent output. Therefore, the profit is equal to, total revenue minus total cost. Then, what is our total revenue? We have QE, then you have minus total cost, AQE. Hope that is understood. Don't forget, the same total cost here, you can also represent it this way by saying total cost is OA, that is OA, B, QE. So total cost can also be equal to this. Okay, you can see wherever you, because here you will see that total cost is greater than total revenue. So we expect this probably to be less than 0, that is to be negative. So this shaded portion here represents loss of the firm. So the logic is that wherever AC is greater than P, the firm is making a loss. Wherever AC is less than P, the firm is making profit. Wherever AC is equal to P, the firm is making a normal profit, also known as zero profit. Thank you. Don't forget to like the video, drop your comment, and also share the videos for others to benefit. Thank you. See you in the next video.